Hello, everyone. I am Jennifer with Soularis, partnering with One Community Now to bring you another month of numerology messages for the collective. Now, these are general messages for the collective for during the month of July. And depending on your life path number and name numerology, these energies are going to affect you slightly different from one another. But the themes of the overall month are applicable for everyone. So let's go ahead and dive in. July is starting off strong with an increased to socialize and to make forward movement actions. And those with the life path number 3, 7, 9 will be feeling a little bit impulsive and wanting to go on an unexpected adventure, so to speak, for the first week. And this is going to be a month with full of expected emotional highs and lows. So take this forward motion of the beginning of the week for the first week of July and use that energy and that time to socialize, to actually make movement, because the rest of the month is going to get a little bit more tricky as we go on. Life path numbers 1 through 4 are likely to start the month in kind of a charged emotional state with a lot of agitation or frustration. There can also be many different events that are surrounding you, and it seems like it's testing you at every corner. It's one thing after the other, which can easily kind of erupt in an emotional release if you're starting to become overwhelmed. So if you are one of these people who are in that agitation, frustration energies at the beginning of the month, please take the time to really look and see what is the core of your frustration, because that is going to help move those emotions through a little bit easier so you won't have such a highs and lows for the rest of the month. And you must remember that life is a cycle, and as all cycles, we all ebb and flow, and this is just another part of the human experience. So if you are experiencing a high emotional high or low, know that the cycle is not going to last. So just stay calm within yourself the best that you can. Do the things that bring you joy and happiness and peace, and really take the time to listen to what your body is telling you as well, as far as stress and being overwhelmed. For life paths that are going from 5 through 9, this month is going to start out calmer, but the emotional upheaval is going to start to build as the month goes on. The emotions in this case aren't surrounded by present events, but they are going to be brought forward from past events. So these may be bad patterns that you have been trying to avoid, or different parts of childhood or relationship trauma that you have just not fully accepted or integrate as part of your healing. And these unhealed parts of you are really going to be demanding attention. So just know that that is coming, and that roller coaster of emotions is coming for you as well. And for the collective, this is going to be a month surrounding the home, family, and self. And while you are going to have a few energetic bursts of wanting to socialize, most people are going to start to be withdrawing and wanting to surround themselves more with their family comforts. And this is a lot due to the influence of the Cancer sun sign as we go into July. We're not going to be in a state to really directly handle problems that arise. Avoidance behaviors are to be expected during this time, and that's going to be okay. It's okay not wanting to confront every single issue that comes forward during these energetic upheavals. And it doesn't have to be seen as necessarily a bad thing, because we can use numerology in the planetary positions, astrology, however you want to, whichever part of the esoteric world of information you want to bring it from. And we can use it to understand the expected energies and know how to work with those energies. So if we go to the influence of the Cancer, the symbolized by the crab, a crab doesn't step forward, it steps side to side. And so if you're being faced with obstacles and you don't feel like you currently have the energy, the time, or the understanding to deal with that obstacle in that moment, You're allowed to walk like a crab and step around it until the coast is clear. You do not have to engage yourself in other people's matters. So anything that is not your own, you are being a bit encouraged this month to say, it's not my circus, it's not my monkeys. I need to deal with my want and needs right now. This is not something I'm currently equipped to handle. Just while this month, as we going through and we have that influence of the moon, when the moon is all about things unseen. So we don't have a lot of clarity this month. So you are allowed to disengage and wait for the problem if you are able to do that safely and appropriately, which you would have to use your own discernment to do so. July is the month that is ruled by the number 7, being the 7th month, and it is ruled by Ketu and Rahu, which is the moon ascending in polar nodes. So with the surrounding influence of Neptune and the moon within this month, things are not going to be what they seem when you're connecting with others. So use caution if you're approached by anybody trying to buy you or sell you something. So any big purchases such as homes and houses, be wary of that type of communication. Be wary of overconsumption of social media or partnerships that are pushing for an unequal balance. So particularly business partnerships as well. It's a month that communication can really be manipulative. So make sure you do your own research instead of relying on another person's words. It is up to you to realize what is true, because it's not going to be told to you directly during this month. Again, people are going to be facing those avoidance behaviors, and it's going to show on every level. Research, communication for yourself, research for yourself. And I know I said that this is not necessarily a month for confrontation, but if somebody is trying to control the way you communicate or trying to censor you in some way, you are fully in your energy to stand your ground. This is really the only support that you are getting as far as confrontations coming through this month, is within communication. You have a lot of supporting with honest communication. So if you're in any of those situations, please step up and stand your ground in communication. I'm not talking about arguing or getting into type of really big, how to put this, fights over communication, but stand your ground and don't let that Cancer energy turn you into a pushover or a people pleaser, because we don't want to necessarily bring all of that energy of the crab forward to us. That makes us a little bit unconfident in ourselves as well. On to a more lighter note, a lot of people are going to be starting to feel more romantic this month. For those who are single, you're allowed to be a little bit more flirty and affectionate, and you could be looking for new connections. And if you are one of those people, this is a great month, because everyone is really looking for connections on an intimate level, whether that's friendships or something a bit more romantic. It is unlikely that anything will solidify during this month as far as romantic relationships, but connections made during the month will have long-lasting potential. So it's something that can slowly build throughout the year. And as you plant a flower and you watch it grow, you do it slowly, you do it with patience. And that is really being encouraged during this month. Let's see. And then we come to relationships are going to be particularly favored for life paths 1s and 7s. For married couples, spending quality time together doing simple things can remind you of your love for one another, because they're going to remind you of like silly things that make you laugh and make you want to play. And those are really important during this time period. Relationships take effort, and this is something that you're going to have to remember during this month, because a lot of people are avoiding harsh conversations, avoiding issues, and avoiding doing hard work. And this is a month that you need to make sure that you're putting work into your relationships, into your home life. If there is an issue, be open and honest about what has been bothering you. It's not advisable to approach a partner in an accusing manner. So focusing on that confrontational aspect as well, but going in with the openness to hear those side as well. So not going in with confrontation, but coming in with wanting solutions and a conversation. And any arguments that are won, no matter if you're in a relationship, out of relationship, in the business place, or with your friends, arguments won should be left alone. Do not keep bringing anything up after it's over. And if you tend to go back and you start bringing up saying like, yeah, I won, I had my point across, so going into that kind of petty situation or that sore winner type energy, that's going to really wound any relationships at this time. So if you want your relationships to stay strong, let it go. Let it go at this time, because it's not going to help anybody. Remember, everyone is feeling a little bit more vulnerable and raw these next few weeks. And that's like pulling at the wound, opening up the scar, making a new wound itself. So take care, not only with yourself, but the people around you as well. And let's go through some of the dates for the month. So we have July 2nd and 3rd, and they are going to be great days to spend with your friends and family. You're going to get a lot of joy surrounding yourself with loved ones. So if you're able to spend a lot of time outside, surrounding yourself by nature, or if it's really hot or you can't go outside for whatever reason, just surround you with things that bring you a groundedness as well. July 5th is going to hint at the first of many emotional waves throughout the month. Know that you are divinely protected and supported through all of this. And it is a day where a lot of past emotional baggage can be released. So if you are working through shadow work, or you're going through any type of healing work that you really want to say, I just want to let this go, July 5th is a great day to have that emotional release. And then we're going to July 7th is another great day to spend with friends. But instead of focusing on your friends, it is but focusing on about your needs and your wants, because it's so easy to put others before you. This is a day for you. And yes, spending time with friends make you happy, and that's fantastic. But stay in the present moment, enjoy what's going on in the present moment. July 8th is one of the few days of hard work for July. So we have those avoidance behaviors. We kind of just going into that feeling of wanting to play, wanting to just be to ourselves as well and rest. So July 7th is the day to help getting things done. July 8th is the day for getting things done. It is a wonderful day for diving down on any type of spiritual projects that you've been going on as well. So if you're wanting to launch a new service or a new business in the spiritual community, or connect with more people in the spiritual community, that is a great day to start reaching out to people. July 9th, we're getting a bit more of a shift. It is bringing a lot of beautiful, dreamy manifestation energy. It is a day to dream, find inspiration, and explore creativity. Use this day well, because it is going to set up for you later on in the month when new energy comes in, which we're going to talk about in a bit. We have July 16th and 17th as beautiful days to have you sparkling and shining. So any presentations you have are going to go well. Communication is going to be favored this day, one of the few days during the month where straightforward communication is more likely to be received positively, and you're very likely to attract new opportunities on these days. So keep that open as a little star on your calendar to know, hey, there's really some potential here on these days. Going into July 20th, that is a day to start really use caution with communication. Be a little bit wary of other people's energies, because this is a day where everyone is being a bit more influenced by external sources. So, and that may be a day to keep to yourself. We'll cut that part out. And then we come to the next day, July 23rd and 24th. Communication starts to come back on track after a little upheaval on July 20th. It is a clear communication from the universe to go after the project you have been dreaming of. It is also a very clear message saying that there is no perfect time. The perfect conditions do not exist. So if you are putting off one of your dreams because you are waiting for the perfect conditions, stop. The perfect conditions are never going to exist. So do what you need to do now. Take those steps, launch the project, whatever it is that you need to do, but understand that the universe is supporting you in every moment, and do your best to pull all your resources together so you have a steady foundation for the project you are working on. But things don't have to be perfect to get started, and you're really being supported with that. We're coming down to the end of the month with July 27th. This is the day that is marking a fresh start with a little bit of dose of reality for a lot of people. Life is not all sunshine and rainbows as we know we would like it to be sometimes. But it's about this day is about finding beauty in all types of weather. So when the sun is shining versus when it's storming, both types of weather are beautiful. Allow yourself to be flexible on this day, and you'll have a lot of pleasant surprises to come around the corner. And then we come to the end of the month with July 27th. This day is a day that marks a fresh start for many people with a little bit of a dose of reality. Life isn't all sunshine and rainbows, but there is beauty in all types of weather, whether it's sunny or when it's raining. There is growth that is happening. So if you allow yourself to stay flexible on this day, and if you have really used the energy from July 9th, coming back to this day, you're going to have a lot of little bit of pleasant surprises around the corner. So you've been building up on that dreamy manifestation energy, and this is the first sign that your manifestations are starting to come forward. So really use that energy of July 9th to have positive outcomes on July 27th and the next coming weeks. So with everything that's happening, with everything that's happening during this month, rest between your emotions as they go up and down. Yeah, emotional highs and okay, we'll start again. Rest between your emotional, okay. So throughout this month of July, as we are going to see a lot of emotional highs and lows, allow yourself to rest between your emotional and fluctuations. You're allowed to play, enjoy. As we come to the end of the month, and as we review this entire month of July, we must remember that there is going to be a lot of emotional fluctuations. Things are going high and low. We're going to see that within our friends and our family as well. So between all of this, rest, play, and enjoy the time that you have with your family and friends, because that's really going to help support you through some of these waves that we are going to be experiencing. And just try your best to flow and not resist the cycle, because it is a cycle, and every cycle comes to an end. Every cycle comes with a new beginning as well. Don't like that. So to review, coming back to review the entire month, it is a great so coming back to review, Coming back to review the entire month, know that it is a beautiful month to play and enjoy time, quality time with your friends and your family, and allow yourself to flow as best as you can. There are going to be a lot of emotional highs and lows, and that's okay, because with every cycle that ends, a new cycle is coming. So don't allow yourself to get caught up in the little things, the things that seem to overwhelm, because the life path numbers 1 through 4 are really going to struggle at the beginning of the month. Take a deep breath. Surround yourself to things that bring you comfort during this time of the Cancer of the Crab, where our home is our forefront of our. Don't like that either. So as we look through the month of July, remember that this is going to be an emotional month with highs and lows. So rest between those periods. I'll give your time to rest and recuperate. Give yourself time to play and enjoy all these little things with your friends and your family. Cycles begin and cycles end. So keep that in mind as you're going through some of these emotional waves. It is truly going to be a month of trying times, but also a month of growth, that we can use that energy to propel us forward for the rest of the year. So until we meet again, stay safe, happy, always use your own discernment before anyone else, and enjoy life.